don't need a PhD in AI or $1 million team to build something legendary.
You heard about this hot new thing called AI agents, and you want to get in on the action.
First, you'll want to initiate your multi-agent orchestration layer. Then layer memory, traces, yeah. That's when most people give up.
That's why we made Toolhouse, the first agentic backend as a service,
Which is startup speak for, we did the hard stuff so you can get to the fun part. Toolhouse is the agentic backend that's already wired up. Just define your agent, deploy it, done.
Toolhouse gives you the whole stack: RAG, memory, traces, edge functions, and more.
If my grandma wanted to deploy an LLM agent, she'd use Toolhouse.
Okay, sweetie, now what?
Whether you're building a chat assistant, a micro software as a service, or your next hackathon flex, Toolhouse has your back because it was built by developers for
developers.
Exactly. So stop overthinking. Start building with Toolhouse.
And so we are live. Every time I play that trailer, I feel a little better about AI. I don't know. I think it's great. It's funny. And I think we have a new one. Yeah, it gets me hyped. There's going to be a new one. We worked on a new one. So I think in a couple of weeks, we're going to release it. I think it's fun. Thanks to VO3, I guess. They do all the hard work for us. We just prompt it. So that's pretty awesome. So yeah, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening. I don't know where you live, but we're here with Human, and we are basically going to talk about the changes and the updates that have been, released and shipped here at Toolhouse in the last couple of weeks. I'm gonna start with announcing a couple of the most important ones, and then Human is going to join us with some more hands-on demos, and so we're going to just get the ball rolling. I hope you're a Toolhouse user. If you watch this video, if you're a Toolhouse user, if you're not a Toolhouse user, hopefully you join. You can go on join.toolhouse.ai, and yeah, you can just join. It's free. It's free to get started. If you want to join us on Discord, we have a cool Discord community where, all of us are chatting and helping each other. If you have any questions about how to use Toolhouse, please join us on there. Okay, without further ado, I will jump into the first announcement, which is we have done I would call it a partnership with Together AI. So for those who don't know, Together AI is a hosting platform for LLMs. They host a lot of different models, the typical open source ones. Then they have some specific ones that are kind of like unique to them. They host it, they make sure that the inference platform is fast, and it has really good pricing. So what does that mean for Toolhouse users? Well, if you're a Toolhouse user and you don't want to use the default model that Toolhouse comes with, which is an OpenAI model, GPT 4.1, now you can decide, okay, I'm just going to use another open source model. Maybe you want to use Llama. Maybe you want to use Quen Coder. So if it's hosted on Together, now you can do it. So I'm going to show you how you can do that. The first thing we're going to do is you're going to have to go to our docs.toolhouse.ai, and you want to add via the CLI the API key into your account. So to do that, I'm going to open my CLI, and I'm going to switch screens real quick here. So let's do that. Sorry, that's always a blur.
The CLI is for the nerds, right? Whoever wants to mess
around.
It's a
little, yeah, I would say using the CLI, it's definitely more, what do you say, like a little more technical, but everybody has to eventually use the CLI. So, okay, let's move it to this screen here for some reason. There we go. All right. Perfect. I think everybody can now see my CLI, clean CLI. Perfect. So I'm in a folder. I basically have Toolhouse installed as TH.
Maybe zoom in
It's
it a little
version.
bit, because can you zoom in a little bit into the, yeah, perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay, cool. So I have the Toolhouse installed. I'm gonna now do I'm gonna copy paste the command basically. th secret set, and you can set your API key here. What happens here, your key is encrypted and it's sent to Toolhouse. So here I'm gonna say like secret key demo together API key. And what happens here, it adds, there you go. You basically just added it to your secret vault. And now when you create a th new, okay, let's give it like August demo. Actually, let's call it August demo like that. I created a new basic agent file, which is here. I can now edit this as August demo. So let's do it like that. And now if I scroll down to the bottom here, you can see that you can uncomment this line here, and you can basically, change here. By default, we had an example that you can do together, and then you can put the name of the model, whichever you want to use. Now, because you have set your API key into your Toolhouse secret vault, whenever the model is being called by a Toolhouse, your agent is going to use your API key. So to know which models we support, we can go back to the documentation page. Let me find it again. And if I can share this tab instead. All right. All right, here we go. Changes are tough. Voila. So on top of Grok and OpenAI and Anthropic, now we have all of the Together AI models. Here's how you do it. You basically copy paste this string and you add it to that file that I showed you. I wrote Together, it's actually Together AI. So make sure that you follow the nomenclature showed here. And so now your agents can use any of these models. And there's quite a few. Together AI actually hosts a lot of models, and they're adding more and more models. So you're going to be able to test them with simply one change in your agent file. So it's just a couple of lines, like comment one or change the value, and you're basically able to change your model. You can test new models. You can see the performance of a model that's open source, like the Quen model or the Llama model, and any other model that's coming out in the future. You're going to be able to change it up. If you're fed up with Together AI, you want to use Anthropic again, you can do it. Just copy the string here and paste it into your agent file. So it's super straightforward. All you have to do is navigate to the docs. You go under Advanced Concepts, bring your own model. And then if you don't know how to use the CLI, click on this tab here, Quick Start for Developers, CLI, and we'll guide you through the nitty and the gritty of using the CLI. Okay, so that was our first announcement. So thanks for Together AI for partnering up with us on this, giving us the option to share your beautiful models with our community. So let's move to another. All right, what else do we have? Let's see. I guess there's another cool thing. It's called preview mode in Agent Studio. So what we realized was that when you use Agent Studio, if you're familiar with Agent Studio, I'm going to share my screen again. Agent Studio is basically the simplest way to build an AI agent if you're not a developer, because you simply have to speak and write in your own words whatever you want your agent to do, and Toolhouse is going to take all the tough parts of like optimizing your prompt, connecting to MCPs, et cetera, and it's going to basically write an agent for you. So before, we only had an agent file. An agent file, I'll show you now what it is. It's basically what I showed you earlier through the CLI, right? So here we go. So if I open like a general, the latest agent I built, which was just a demo agent, you can see that this is what the agent file looks like, right? So you have couple of strings, the system prompt, an initial message, and more values. But this, you can't really do much with it. So what we did instead is we added this preview mode. And with the preview mode, you can test in real time your agent. You can basically create a new agent. Here we go. And I'm going to say, hey, translate any chat message that I send you to French. So now it's going to build an agent that translates from English to French. It's going to build the agent file first, and then you're going to be able to see the preview mode. And I'm going to try to ask it a question. Perfect. All right. And this, it's just ready. I can say, hello, how are you today? And now it should translate it in French, hopefully, if I did it right. I mean, there you go, perfect. So you just build your first translation agent, right? Like super simple, but it shows you the point. Now, if you want to use this in production, you press the button to publish the agent, and voila, thanks to the confetti, you now have a link, which is simply a link you can share with anybody. There you go. And now we basically build a UI for you, and it's deployed. You can share with people that work with you, your friends, and you can basically go ham, and you can change the agent anytime you want. Just remember to publish it, and you can test it directly into Agent Studio. You no longer have to go through the CLI or publish. Like, you can test it, maybe you change your mind, you can test it here. You can say, actually, instead of French, translate to Spanish. And what's going to happen in the background, the agent gets rebuilt, and then you can test it again immediately. You don't even have to publish it, in fact. So until you're happy that your agent behaves in a specific way, we're basically going to show you this preview mode, which is this one here. And so, hello, how are you today? And so hopefully now it should translate it. There you go. So it works. All right, that was the second update, which I think is going to be great for anybody that wants to build agents and iterate quickly until they get to their desired output for their agent, potentially connecting to your Gmail account, to Salesforce, to HubSpot, whatever your heart desires. We can now give you a preview directly inside of Agent Studio. And I think that's super crucial for anyone who wants to build an agent to be used at work and shared with their friends or colleagues or family or whoever. So that's the second big news for Toolhouse platform this August 2025. And so let's go into the third big news, which is MCP discovery. So what is MCP discovery? So if you didn't live under a rock for the last 9 months, you might have heard about MCP clients, MCP servers. It's basically like a way for your AI to connect to third-party services and acquire superpowers. It's very similar to function calling. So one really hard thing that people struggle with, and so we wanted to solve this for everybody, was how do I connect to an MCP server? Because usually you have to download it on your computer, and then you have to make sure that your agent connects to your MCP server that's locally on your computer, or maybe you have to go and host it somewhere, and that's super complicated. So what we did is, why don't we just let any Toolhouse agent connect to an MCP server so they can autonomously do their work, even if your computer is off, if it's 4 a.m. or whatever. So how do we do that? Well, we could say, you use your own words and you go into Agent Studio, and we're going to augment this agent here, and we're going to say, I want to connect to Notion via MCP. And so by just using your own words, what's going to happen is that our Agent Studio is going to understand that you want to use an MCP server, and it's going to basically give you the option to connect to it. And it's going to basically do it by calling a sidebar. So here you can either give the URL yourself. actually, I want you to provide the MCP. Can you search it for me? So if everything works, what's going to happen is, oh, it's not actually doing it. So it wants me to give it. Okay, let's try another MCP server. How about connecting to Gmail via MCP? Okay, let's see if that works. Oh, it's not being smart. It's being stupid today. All right, so usually what happens
another
is,
create agent of yours.
yeah,
Create
I'll try a
another
new one. Yeah, I'll create a new agent, start from scratch. All right, so I want to connect to Gmail via MCP. Can you assist? Let's see. So technically, all right, here we go. Now it's giving me instructions on how to connect it, but okay. It's being a little sassy. Can you search the MCP server from the ones available to you? Let's see. If this doesn't work, we're gonna have to go back to the, yeah. All right, we're gonna skip this demo. Clearly something is going wrong, but trust me, when we tried it earlier, you basically get a nice interface that does all the hard work for you. You just have to put your credentials in there, and then you can keep going. So let's jump to the next announcement, which is TH Vibe. Okay, so Human, do you have it open, or do you want me to show TH Vibe?
Yeah, I have it open.
All right, so take over, and meanwhile, I will stop sharing my screen. Great. So TH Vibe is a really cool feature which allows you to basically take your agent and it gives you a prompt. And you do that through the CLI. I have it open if you don't have it open, but if you do,
I need to share the screen so you can pop it up in the screen and I'm good to go. Great.
All right.
All right. That's it. So this is the YAML file that you showed earlier. It's just a different use case, but still the same. You have an agent file and you want to use THY. So you go to the directory. You know, I have this YAML file in my directory and I just press THY. And so the goal is you create an AI and you want to have an interface for it. So THY is your command. You just press that and then you're going to get options. Where do you want your where do you want to use your vibe prompt? So you're going to choose whatever platform you like. I'm going to select Lovable, press enter, boom. You got the whole thing here. Let me close that one up, close the screen, Slack, and yeah. So when you enter that, you get the whole prompt here. Then you press enter, boom, magic happens. You get to redirect it to Lovable. You got the whole prompt here, and then you can just press enter, just create your AI agent. So this use case that I made earlier was about giving me some viral internet facts that I can send to my friends and have them go, like, you know, their jaws dropping. So I really liked what I built there. I decided to go a bit crazy about it and change it. So I used THY, I got the command, I went to Lovable, and I said, hey, let's just make it more interesting. So that was the pure magic right there. That's the power of vibe coding. So with Lovable, you can create all the amazing stuff, the designs, the whole UI, but you know, the buttons don't work, right? Or you have to spend tokens or build something that actually works in the whole process. But with Toolhouse and THY, you can just press that command, get the prompt, go to Lovable, and then just build the UI. So the whole goal of this agent is to give me something that will like make my friends go, what? So that's it. So here on the UI, can you see it properly?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can just say get amazing fact, and it will just pull up the facts for me. It will go. I will show everything that's happening beneath the hood and what Toolhouse is actually doing with Lovable. But you press that, you get a card. That card is fantastic. That makes you like go, what? That is crazy. You got
wow, that's awesome.
Amazing fact. Yeah, you can just
it's
flip
like flash. It's like flashcards, right?
I love flashcards. Yeah, flashcards are great. So you can flip it. The amazing fact #2 is the content that you will share with your friends. And if your friends are like calling you out, that's like, that's a lie. You can just flip it. The historical context from internet is at your door. So the historical fact that we got was a bear was adopted by Polish troops, given the
No
rank
way.
and serial number, helped them move heavy crates and artillery shells during combat. He even drank beer and smoked cigarettes with the soldiers.
Wow, that sounds like a joke, but it's actually
I mean,
real.
you can go and check it out in the agent runs. So whenever I
Perfect.
click this button in the lovable interface, my agent will perform this query. So it will say, give me a fact. Instead of you typing down and typing to your agent like a chatbot, you can create it and transform it into something like a flashcard. So first, it will say, give me the fact. Toolhouse will call the memory, so it will not generate the things it already generated. It will store everything in its memory, and it will not repeat itself. So it fetches its
Awesome.
memory, search the web, search the whole website that proves that Bear drank beer, and then parse everything
Yeah.
into a JSON output, and then you're gonna parse that to lovable UI, and you
And so
gotta.
Lovable basically has built a UI for your agent because with TH Vibe, you're giving the lovable agent the right amount of information so that it can connect to
Yeah,
Toolhouse to basically be used as a backend, to be used as an interactive way to retrieve the data that you need for your Lovable or Bolt or V0 front end project to have the data that it needs to be able to do whatever your project needs to do. So that's
exactly.
pretty
Yeah,
awesome. And that's what it looks like. And it's all done for you through the CLI. All you have to do is th vibe and select which vibe coding platform. And by the way, we list 3 vibe coding platforms on there, but you can use the same
yeah.
prompt for pretty much anything. You can
If
use
you
it
like
on any
Bolt,
other.
you just press Bolt,
Yep,
press Enter, you get the command. The beauty of Toolhouse
that's right.
here is that it will expose your agent with an API. So instead of you writing down to an LLM, like Lovable or Bolt or any other platforms, we just give you the prompt that has instructions on how to interact with the API. Do a post, pull, put, whatever command that Carol has to do to talk to
That's
your
right.
agents and get the output from it.
That's right. Okay, so
All right.
that was a great demo. Thank you for showing that. We also released in the last couple of weeks 2 really powerful new features. We call them integrations. One is with Zapier and one is with N8N. So do you want to quickly show again,
Yeah.
starting with whichever it's open there? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
N8N.
N8N. So N8N is pretty cool. This is our GitHub repo. So make sure you visit it and just clone it. 3 commands, you get connected, to this environment that I have right here. So automations are so cool, but with Toolhouse, it gets even more better. So like whatever nodes you put in, so it's all about connecting the stuff and configuring the stuff in your workflow and then automate your stuff. But with Toolhouse, you just have this connectivity built in inside, and you just connect less nodes in your workflows. And I'm going to show you what's happening right here. So I'm starting with a simple trigger, with a manual trigger, and I'm using a Toolhouse agent. This Toolhouse agent is this one. I'm going to perform some Twitter analysis, X analysis on a username, so I can get what they're doing. So whether you're running a company or you're just having a friend who want to spy on or whatever. Oh, you see, we got the MCP discovery. Hey,
Nice. There it
nice.
is.
Okay, there it is. All right, so it's pretty cool. So the preview mode, which is awesome, allows you to, like when you're working with N8N or Zapier or whatever, you want to make sure your agent is doing the right stuff before hooking it into to your workflow. So here I can just pass in my friend's, uh, Twitter handle. I'm gonna
Yep.
put sunglasses face.
Face.
Yeah. And if you do that, this agent will work on a JSON schema that I provided it. It will call the MCP server as it is doing right now. And it's going to pull up a bunch of stuff from it. So it will just tell me the username, the topics this person is interested in, tech humor, developer tools, and bunch of stuff, mental health, deprecating humor, the tone is casual, sarcastic, the post patterns.
Man, I wonder who that is. I
I
wonder
don't
who's
know.
that
I'm naming
funny
him a
guy.
name.
Yeah.
And you got the engagement style, highly interactive, frequent replies, and notable observations. User frequently uses humor and sarcasm. I don't know if it's true, but yeah, you get the point. You have this agent, gives you a JSON schema, you're happy with it, but you want to automate this or even sell it or even whatever you want to do with it. So you go to N8N, start the trigger, hook up Toolhouse agent. You're going to put your credentials there, of course, it doesn't matter. Select the agent you want. I'm selecting that. And let's say you don't want to spy on your friend. You want to spy on a competitor. So your competitor is most likely is Toolhouse.ai, right? So you're going to put it right there, run it, and you get the whole stuff visually in front of your eyes. So you got
Yeah.
the topics, the product, what Toolhouse is doing, the product features, demos, event announcements, what are the tones, enthusiastic, promotional, inclusive, the posting pattern, everything. You got everything there. And you can just go ahead and then hook up Google Sheets into your workflow, and you can just drag stuff there. So maybe you don't want the whole thing. You have JSON schema, which makes you interact with each one of these stuff. You can just go there, and maybe you have a sheets like this. You have
Yeah.
a username in column 1, agent report, column 2. You can just grab the whole response there, or you can be more specific. Like, hey, today we're just scanning all the competitors' tones. Let's do that. And you just gonna
Right.
get the username, drag it
Drag
right
and
there.
drop.
Yeah,
There you go.
and then agent report, you're gonna like grab whatever you like, the engagement style, or
Right.
whatever you like, and then
I think
push the
I
button.
think the beauty about N8N is that you can do not only you can combine Toolhouse agents together in a graphical way, but you can also, like Human was showing, you can connect it to even more services. So you can have a Toolhouse agent connecting to a Google Drive outside of Toolhouse, and you can add more logic, and you can do a lot of things, but like more visually. So if you're more of a visual person and you like to drag and drop things together, well, this integration is perfect for you because you can combine the power of Toolhouse with the power of N8N, and you can create your own little army of agents that are all connected together, and you can add logic between them. So that's probably going to be another demo we can do another time, where we show how multiple Toolhouse agents can work together to get to a certain goal with logic. For example, like if something happens, call this agent, otherwise call this other agent, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that can be super powerful, especially when you're creating more complicated agents that all work together to achieve a specific goal. Maybe you want to automate a specific task in your business, customer support, sales, et cetera, et cetera. All of this can now be done on N8N and using the power of Toolhouse. So let's jump to Zapier, because Zapier is pretty much the same thing, but it doesn't run locally, right? Like Zapier runs on the Zapier website. You need a Zapier account, but it's a very powerful platform. And so tell us a little bit about Zapier, and then we're going to talk about the differences between Zapier and N8N.
Yeah. So this is a pretty simple example just to show the whole gist of the idea. So here on Zapier, instead of doing social media search, I try to automate my Gmail. So whenever I get a new email, this is my trigger instead of a manual trigger that we have in N8N. I'm just using a new email event trigger. Whenever I get a new email, this trigger will get run. And here I just ran it before we go live. So I have this record. This record is a promotional email. So whenever somebody reaches your email, types to you something about something, you get a bunch of stuff from them. So let me go into the agent studio, see how I cooked this agent. So
nice.
Here, perfect. All right, so here I said, create me an agent that is going to work on some email content. The email content that you will work on is, I need you to classify the intent. extract the contact information, perform enrichment using MCP servers. So whatever you have, make sure you use web search, SearchX, LinkedIn, what have you, to search more about the inquiry, so I know what I'm looking at and if it's like if it matters or not. So I have this agent, I can test it out in the preview mode. I did that already, and I hooked it into my Zapier workflow. So whenever I run my agent, I get this email. So I sent myself a dummy email at my email, Toolhouse, human@toolhouse.ai. I didn't even touch this email, right? I didn't even open it. So this trigger ran, and I already know without even looking at the email, I know the intent is lead. I know the contact information. Sorry, I used their information in there. It's coming from Orlando. This person in this email mentioned his email, the company, the Twitter handles, everything is stored. The web, it performs some web search
Sure.
about the site.
All
Everything
right.
is there for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything is there, right? So the way this works is Zapier basically allows you to send data to a Toolhouse agent. And so based on what you want your Toolhouse agent to do, it gets the data from Gmail, and
This
then
was
it
the
can perform an
data in.
action.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's data in, and then Toolhouse agent does data out. By that, it can perform duties like clean up your inbox, categorize your emails. It can do so many things. It just kind of depends on what your use case is. And so the beauty about Zapier is that it's hosted on the Zapier servers, and then the agent, the Toolhouse agent, is hosted on the Toolhouse servers. So they can work behind the scenes when you're asleep, when you're doing other things. You don't have to have your own infrastructure. So it's very friendly to users who are maybe a little less technical, or they want to just get up to having their automations and workflows automated with AI and traditional services really, really quickly. And so that's the main difference, I would say, between hosting your own N8N node and then using Zapier. Of course, there's also the option that you can buy the N8N hosted package. I've never done it personally myself, but I know it's out there. So maybe one day, if there's enough demand, people want to learn more about N8N, we're going to do a deeper dive into N8N. But so far, I think this is all of the good stuff that we released this month for Toolhouse. And so, do you have any words of wisdom you'd like to share with the rest of the crew here that are watching? Or maybe there's some questions. Let's see. I'm going to take a look.
I really enjoyed sharing our updates with the community, and it's just great. You just have to use Toolhouse, give it some time. You're going to have agents with just your own language. Give it some UI with THY, and that's it. You can share it with your friends, go viral, whatever you want to do.
That's right. And so if you want to join, join us on Discord and ask us any questions. If you're struggling with building your agent, we can help you. If you don't understand how to use the CLI or Agent Studio, or maybe you have a feature request, just come on Discord and tag one of us. We're always chatting on Discord and we're very quick at responding. So don't be a stranger, join us. If you prefer flying solo, just sign up at toolhouse.ai. It's free to join. You can get started and understand how the platform works. And if you need more credits, because if you're on the free plan, we're going to make sure to hook you up. Just join Discord and let us know what you think. So thanks for watching. I think we've showed all the good stuff. N8N and Zapier, our partnership with Together AI, and we've also shown the preview mode in Agent Studio, and somehow we were also able to show the MCP discovery sidebar when Human was showing it through his demo. So thanks for watching. We hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll stream another update next week with some more goodies and more features, and we'll hopefully see you in our Discord channel. So thank you so much for being here with us. We will wish you a good rest of your day, wherever you are. So bye from me and bye from Human. All right. Take care. Bye.